Howdy, howdy, howdy. Back at it again. This one going to be a little matchup tips and tricks against Lily. People say she's bad, but that doesn't mean she's a free win, especially if you don't know what's going on. So first thing I want to show is Lilies love doing stuff like this, right? They do heavy into Windstock, and you're unsure what you can do. Well, you can DI if she does it off of this button. This is her back heavy punch. You see it says counter hit when she charges there. That means I'm hitting her before it recovers, and if she does the strike, it's a punish counter and we get a full combo. Where this gets trickier is off of her crouch heavy punch, because she can block in time if she does the light. So even though it's a punish counter there, they can kind of bait you. They play that mix-up game where they're like, ooh, does he know that he can DI? And then they'll do light, and then they'll DI you back, and it kind of sucks. Lucky for us, we have an option that also has frame 1 armor that's just a little bit faster. So OD Gladius completely blows up this mix, and you have so much time to see and recognize the cancel. I'll show you this. Block stun ends right there. Right, I was holding up that whole time, so you have plenty of time to react and do the OD Gladius. So I wanted to show that off. Next thing, if you see that she is doing full screen spires, okay, I'm talking just trying to get it into any cost, please anti-air them. Okay, that's what you should do. You can go into this. This will also work most of the time, meterless. There are some occasions where that can happen if you're really late. If you're worried about that, just do OD, it'll always win. The nice thing about this is even though it doesn't do a lot of damage, so it doesn't even do 1,000 damage, you can set this up, and that's actually a safe jump. Now, we'll get into why that maybe doesn't matter about her, because she doesn't actually have a real DP. Just to kind of show this off, I'm going to attempt to react. There, I was a little bit late. It gave me light kick instead of gouting it. So you see, this is not the easiest thing if you're not practiced at it, but I do think it's something to try to get good at. Especially, once again, if you're running up against Lilies that are doing that a lot. There's a lot of high-level Lilies aren't going to do that, right? You're not going to see Problem do that in tournament where you just full screen doing Condor Spire. But there's a lot of Lilies you're going to meet online that will do that, so it's good to have an answer for it. And I think your answer is try to anti-air it with Slam, either light or OD, or interrupt it with guard stance. Okay? I think that's about it for that section. So the other thing I want to talk about is what do you do if she does in fact land this enhanced spire? Rather, if she makes you block it. We're not going to talk about her Oki. I just want to talk about kind of her strings and setups. So here she's +1. If she spaces it a ton, like from way out here, she can make it more plus, like that was +5. But that's why I wanted to talk about, oh, well, what if she does it from way out here? Well, you anti-air it, right? So I really just want to talk about most times, which is going to be off of something like that. She's going to be +1. What that means is that her only real tight option is stand light kick. Okay, so she'll have to do something like that. Okay, she'll have to. Because anything else will lose to jab. Right? So she hits light punch, if she hits regular throw, she tries to go for a command grab, which my 360s are awful, so I keep missing it, but it's 5 frames. So you can see it still loses. So that being said, you can't match every time, because otherwise she'll just kick your butt with that, right? So you can't match every time. So what you need is we need to find an option that'll give her a reason to go for a slower thing. And what I like is I like delay tech. Okay? Regular throw gets blown up. This still, you know, gets blocked. Now, she can go for slower stuff. She can go for stand jab. She can go for stand medium punch. She can go for command grab. Right? And all those things will beat you, but the point is we want to make her take a risk. We don't want her to be able to get away with the safe pressure of regular throw and stand light kick. Right? We want to make her take a risk, and I think delay tech is a really good way to make her do that. Once she kind of catches on that, oh man, my meaty's not, or my, you know, my light kick, my strike isn't working, regular throw isn't working, I'm gonna have to command grab this guy. Okay, the other reason I like delay tech here is I'm gonna hold back. Her walk speed's too slow. Okay, I'm gonna hold up. She's not plus enough. Okay, well, I'm gonna be really tricky and go for this. So she can get over your head, I guess, but she's still super minus there. Right, now she's super minus there. So point just being, she doesn't really have any way to shimmy you. She can backdash shimmy, and she's plus 10. But her good 10 frame normal, that hits on like frame 11 or 12 if she does it from here, which is kind of an issue, okay? So the only thing she really gets is if she does like an immediate backdash stand medium punch, but that doesn't cancel. She can't combo out of it. So I'm not really that scared of it, okay? That's another reason I really like delay tech. The other thing is I don't really care if she command grabs me, even if she does heavy. Okay, 2800, yeah, it's not great, but look where we are. We're at full screen, and yeah, she's gonna get a stock, but again, she's gonna have to approach me to get the stock, and I'll play the game with her. I'll anti-air, I'll beat her in neutral. I'm not super worried about it. To me, it's a lot like playing against Alex in Street Fighter V. He did crazy damage. The command grab was strong, right? It made him work. Without it, he would have been terrible. And like Lily would be awful without it because she's built around it. But once they grab you, once she grabs you, it's over, right? That's why what you're going to see if you watch a lot of high level Lily is they're going to go for regular throw a lot. They're going to go for strikes a lot. What they're not going to do is command grab every single time because they really don't want to land it that much. They want you to think they want to land it, but they really don't want to land it because if they land it, they're back here. And Street Fighter is a game about Oki. Okay, I plan on making another video, probably my next video, not going to be a Marisa video. It's going to just be like a, when should we pick damage, when should we pick Oki, what's combo choice look like, type of a thing. And for a character like Lily, I mean, man, I'm terrible at 360s. I'm terrible at SPDs. For a character like Lily, okay, sure, woo, OD, that did 2900. That's, like, are you really that scared of that? I'm not. So to me, even if she charges this, she's gonna be like minus 20 full screen after the command grab. You just walk forward and you're back to like this range. Okay? So that's why I don't mind if that's what she wants to do, because she doesn't get much out of it. Okay? Now, last thing I want to talk about with this character is one of the reasons I feel that way about this matchup. Okay? One of the reasons I feel that way about this matchup is something I mentioned earlier, which is that her wake up DP it's not a real DP. It's not strike and vulnerable. Okay? So we just go for a regular setup, and she's set to ODDP, but it doesn't win. Okay, so if you didn't know that, that's something to know. This will lose to strikes. Okay? What's nice about that is you really don't have to be afraid of her unless she has meter. Now, the other thing that's nice is her level 1's invincible, but very slow. Okay, so you can mediate with jabs. Oop, crouch light punch. There, you saw how late I was there? Now, the other thing too is, let's see how minus this is. Oop, there, I mistimed that terribly. Excuse me. I'm pressing way too late. I haven't practiced this a ton. Okay, minus 36. That means you would get a fully charged stand heavy punch into whatever combo you wanted. So, I mean, you'd get this, or if you're in the corner, you'd get that route, which is like the 7k route if you cancel into the super. So like, point being, you can kind of play neutral against this character because once you get a knockdown, you beat the crap out of her, and she doesn't have the same Oki on you. So I'm perfectly fine playing it slow, just waiting for a knockdown, put her in the corner, kick her ass. Okay? Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you learned something. As always, have a good time.